Okay, this video is for March 7th, Thursday. All times on the chart are Mountain Standard Time. Let's look at some of the trades you could have taken using our trade workspace. We're looking at a 1250 tick bar and a 500 tick bar. We're not going to bother with reading the premium. Let's just look at the signals, what you should be looking at, and how you could have analyzed some of the trades during the morning. So here we are at the open. Okay, pardon me. Here we are right there. That's the open. You just had a high on the TSC on a 1250 tick bar chart. Now you wait for divergence. You are not getting a new high here. You are getting a signal here. You know the TSC is divergent. The RSX is divergent. And so is the CCX is not divergent right there, but it is on the TSC as well as the RSX. So that's a good trade. Now, don't know how you can't make money on that one. It's pretty obvious. Now you wait for your next signal. You get a signal here. Again, TSC is divergent. It already hit its high over here. So the fact that you're at a higher high, but a lower high here means you're divergent. Okay, TSC is divergent, you got a signal. The RSX is technically divergent compared to its high over here. All right, but you don't really need it because you've got a signal. You know that that signal is based upon divergence, and the TSC is divergent. The CCX now is divergent. You're at a lower high compared to the high over here. You're making money. Now you get a signal here. Why do you not take it? Because the TSC has not hit a low. It hits the low here when it shows up as yellow. That means that it's hit its maximum low, but you want that to be divergent. So you're not going to take that trade. Next time you get a trade is here. Now, as we look at that, all right, there's the possibility here of entering that trade. You don't know what's going to happen next, but you are technically divergent on the TSC. So there's a good possible trade there. On the 500 tick chart, you are also divergent. The low on the TSC was over here. This is a higher low. Same is true on the RSX and on the CCX. Now, if you've got a 2-point stop, your 2-point stop is 2 points below the low of that bar, which means you're at 32.75. And you don't get stopped out because it doesn't go any lower than 33.25. Okay, and you've got another signal there, and you're divergent. So whether you got in here or you waited to the next signal, in either case, you would have been able to pull off a profit with a 2-point stop. Now, the market has been long, all right? So you've got a short signal up here at the top, and you do see divergence happening on the TSC as well as on the RSX. So yeah, you could have taken that trade even though you're counter trend trading, but you don't know that. You don't know that right now. All the same, you could have. There's no way you could have lost money taking that trade if all that you're looking for is a 2-point stop with a 2-point profit target. Now you've got long trades in here, as well as in here. Why do you not take that long trade? Because your TSC has not hit a maximum low, and it certainly is not divergent. Okay. What about this trade? Okay, your TSC has dropped further, but it's not at a maximum low. Now you get this signal. The TSC is divergent, even though you haven't hit a maximum low. It's divergent on the 1250, and it certainly is divergent on the 500. This compared to this. Your RSX is at a max low. And it's divergent compared to the pivot bar over here, right there. There's your pivot bar. You know it's a pivot because it's hit a low, it pivoted, and the RSX here has gone below the threshold level of 75. And that's where your divergence indicator is set for. So that's going to generate a pivot. Now you're divergent here. Is a good time to go long, and you can't possibly lose money on that trade, given your criteria. You don't take these trades going up until you get here. Now you're divergent. You're not hitting a maximum high over here, but you might be thinking, well, I've got a new high here. We did hit a maximum high over here, so that technically means you're divergent, and you would be right. You have divergence on the TSE as well as the RSX and even the CCX. It's not only happening on the 1250, it's happening on the 500 tick bar. You could decide to take that trade. Now, you don't get much out of it, but you would have made your profit target if all you've got is a 2-point move. Because that fill, in the worst case, is at the low at 50-50. Well, even the next bar at 50, okay, it drops to 48.25 there and 47.75 there. You made it. Do you take these trades? No, that's not a good idea. You want your trade to show up here first. Okay? So you get a signal up here as well as over here, and you're divergent on the TSC. You're divergent on the TSC here. That makes for a good trade. See, you hit your maximum here. That means you're obviously at a lower high on the TSC when you get this signal. So you enter the trade. Now you're entering it off of this signal here, which means on your second bar, worst possible fill is 53.25, and you're still dropping enough to make your profit target as previously defined. You don't get another short signal. Well, you don't have one over here, but that doesn't meet the overall criteria. Here you're hitting your maximum high. Now you're at a lower high on the TSC. You got your signal up at the top. You can't help but make money on that trade. Now, as it's going down, all right, as this market is going down, you're getting numerous long signals in here, but nothing is really shown up that well as on the TSC. The TSC is not hitting its maximum low at any time in here. But you do see divergence happening right there. This is divergent compared to this, even though it's not hit a maximum low. And it's not likely going to, given that this is a long trend. It's going to be very hard for this TSC to hit its maximum low when you're in an uptrend. So at best you can look for some divergence. You've got it here. Wait a minute, barely, but you definitely have it over here. But you don't have a signal on this chart. You do over here, and you have divergence, as you can easily see. Okay. Now, do you want to take a short trade up here? Probably not a good idea, but you do have divergence. And you've got divergence not on the TSE, but you do have it on the RSX, you do have it on the CCX. It could have eked out your profit target. Now, you don't get another signal here until right up here. These other signals here, these are based on reverse divergence. And that really isn't what you're looking for. You want normal divergence. Yeah, that's a reverse divergence signal. But up here, that's normal divergence. And you've got a real nice clear divergence on the TSE, the RSX, the CCX. It's all divergent up there. So you can take that trade. Okay. All right. You don't have any divergence on the way down until right here on the RSX. There you've got it. You've got a signal here. You don't have it here. You don't have it there. You got it here. There's your divergence. Not on the TSE, but you've got it on the RSX. You don't have it on the CCX. What do you see happening on the 500 tick bar? You've got it on the TSE. The TSE hit its maximum low here. This is obviously a higher low, as is with the RSX and the CCX over here. There's divergence. Good time to go long. Oh, and you could have done it over here too. There was divergence there on the TSE, and you did have a signal. Nothing showing up here. That you could have read as a maximum low on the RSX. So that could have you could have had good reason to go ahead and take that trade, but not here. Okay. Nothing there that suggests this is a good time to go long. Over here, yes. Over there, yes. Either case, you would have made a 2-point move. Now over here, all right, again, you've got these reverse divergence signals in here, which I wouldn't be playing with if I were you. I'd wait for a more obvious divergence. But all the same, okay, there's just nothing on the TSE because you're on your way up there. You got to look for some kind of a pullback, which you get in here, but now you don't have anything to work with. You have no signal. Okay. Now, here you've got a signal. All right. TSE is not going to help you here. And the RSX is not going to help you either, because this is a long trend. And it's going to be hard to find an opportunity using a 1250 bar. It's just going to be tough. You've got a reverse divergence signal there, but there's nothing else to work with. So now you're pretty well stuck having to look at a faster tick bar chart. The 500's giving you a nice signal, but TSE is not really telling you. It's not giving you. There's nothing there. Not on the TSE. That's really just too risky a trade, even though it works. All right. Now, the next time you do hit a maximum low is over here. You've got divergence over there. Market is going sideways. You can pull out a profit. Look at it. 62.50, 64.50 would be your exit. And you went to 64.75, and maybe you didn't get filled at that right, but there's again another opportunity here, final opportunity in there. You're going to make it, and there's real nice divergence here on the TSE. There's your maximum low here, there's divergence here, more divergence here. You're down here at your maximum low, or you're close to your threshold, pardon me, your 75 threshold. You got divergence everywhere. So it makes it even though you're not going really in the right direction. So back in here, those you don't want to trade.